this team now as you guys, have another home game, but coming off that stretch that you guys have had the last 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah, we're looking to finish the season the right way. I believe we have 5 games left guaranteed to us, so going out there and playing hard, and we believe that we can win all these last games, and just go out there and play good football and get it done.
Freeze has kind of said that maybe the struggles you guys are having on offense are a combination of a lot of things. Obviously, what are a couple of things that you think you guys need to improve on, in particular maybe the passing game?
Yeah, we definitely have some issues that we're trying to address. We got to get on the same page what we're doing with kind of everything. I don't feel like we're necessarily on the same page right now on Saturdays. I felt good with the plan going into the game on Saturday in terms of the pass game, and we got to it there at the end of the game, and had success moving the ball. And there were some guys open early in the game too, and just wasn't able to get it to them. But I feel like we're making progress.
How frustrating has it been that those things kind of pop up on Saturdays, week after week, and it hasn't quite clicked yet?
It's extremely frustrating, to be honest. It's been tough. You just got to keep showing up and keep working, though. So, I'm not going to be giving up, this season or ever. But it's been very frustrating.
As a leader and a captain, how do you, be a good example for your teammates when it's not going the way you want it to?
Yeah, you have to be able to respond the right way when things aren't going great. I feel like, being an older guy, I've had practice at that, honestly. And, being able to respond when things aren't going great. It's not always going to be calm, though. Some guys think that, you have to respond the right way. That's just being level-headed at all times. And there's an element to that for sure. But sometimes enough's enough, and some guys need to hear it. And so, there's an element of that too, and it's not always just, hey, next play, this, and this. Like, at some point, enough's enough, and we're either going to change it or we're not. And so, there's part of that too.
You mentioned kind of the end of the game. LSU had a couple of drives where you guys kind of got some tempo going and saw that. How much does it help from a rhythm standpoint to start to kind of go a little faster and get a little tempo? Do you feel like that's helped in the passing game the last couple of weeks, even though it hasn't been sustained?
I don't know. I don't necessarily know if it was a tempo or not. I mean, that was, I guess, part of it. But it just, we got to the stuff that we had practiced in the pass game, and we went and executed it. And, the guys did what they were supposed to do, ran the routes correct. And we had a chance to throw it downfield, and so I feel like we did it well at the end of the game.
Hey, let's talk about the rotating quarterback. How hard is that, or not hard is that, in terms of you're in, you're out, you're in on a play, you're out on a play. How do you adjust?
It's a good question. I don't know. I've never had to do that before. It's a new challenge for me. I've never really seen anybody else do that either. So I don't know if there's anybody I can ask to learn from. But I'm just, every time I'm in there, I'm trying to do what I'm supposed to do and do what I'm being coached to do and execute and make a play when we need it. You can't get in there in a situation like that and try to do too much. I don't feel like I've done that, so just keep going in there and executing the play that's called. If it's called to hand it off, hand it off. You can't try to pull it and make something crazy happen. But yeah, it's new. I've never done that before, so I don't know really.
Hughes talked about kind of the differences in the offense between when you're in and when Robby's in. When you're in, how would you describe kind of what that offense is supposed to look like and maybe why it's not?
I feel like it's balanced. I feel like we can throw the ball. I feel like we can run the ball with our backs. I feel like we can do the RPO stuff. I feel like I can run the ball when I need to. I feel like I've shown that this year and in my past. So I think it's whatever coach wants it to be, And so like I said before, just going out and executing whatever play is called. And so, I feel like I can do whatever we call. And so, whatever is called in, I just go and execute it.
What have you seen from Caleb Burton? I know he got here late like you did and kind of trying to play catch up a little bit. How have you seen him progress during this season, and you feel like he's a guy that's going to be ready to break out?
Yeah, absolutely. He from the moment he got here, you can tell he's a route runner. He's not just a guy who can run fast or a guy who shows flashy catches or anything. Like, he's a route runner, and he's a technician, and he works hard at it. And I feel like me and him have a connection that we built over the summer. And I think he's a really good player. I think he's a good receiver, and I think he has a skill set that can succeed.
You think he's a guy that's going to have a chance people to see more of the rest of this year?
I hope so. I think he definitely has the capability of doing it, but we'll see.
Kind of Lou, how did he do when he came in, and you think he's ready if he needs to start as a true freshman in the SEC?
Absolutely. He's a really hard worker. You look at him, he doesn't look like a freshman. And so he's done everything that he needs to, I feel like, in practice. He's proven himself in practice. And then he went out there and played well in the game, I thought. I didn't look at his grade or anything, and I wasn't really watching him particularly on film. But, I think people say as an offensive lineman, if nobody mentions your name, that's usually a good thing. I don't think anybody mentioned his name. So, I think he did his job when he was in there, and I thought he played well.
How important just a win Saturday, just from a confidence standpoint? How big would a win be for this team?
It'll be big. We need a win. It's been 4 weeks since we were able to sing the fight song together, and we had chances to win, and that's the frustrating part. And so just getting back on track and executing our stuff and going out there and playing well on Saturday and walking away with a win. So it'll be good to get us back on track and set us up for success the rest of the season.
From the naked eye, it might look like this offense is a long way off. Does it feel like you guys are much closer than people might think you are?
Yeah, I think so. We just, like I said before, we got to get on the same page and get moving in the same direction. And I felt like we have made progress during the week, and it's just not showing on Saturday. And so, I think that we're going to do that this week, and I think we'll be on the same page on Saturday.
Payton, you're in a unique situation quarterback-wise. So what is your relationship like with Robby, and how are you guys keeping each other encouraged?
Yeah, the relationship's fine with Robby. I don't think we have any problems with each other. When he's out there, I'm not hoping anybody does anything bad. I assume he feels the same way. So, we're trying to win, and it's unique for both of us. I don't think he's ever done something like this either. So, we're both pulling for each other, hoping that when we're out there, we do good things, because at the end of the day, that's going to help us win the game. So, there's no bad blood or anything like that. Nothing that anybody might think.
Great. Thanks, Payton. Robby, I guess Payton was just talking about the system between you and him. Freeze was saying on Monday that he is very involved in your side of it when y'all do the dual back sets. What do you think are a couple factors that need to be in play for your packages in particular to be more successful whenever you're in the game?
I feel like we just have to execute better. I feel like we have the plays there, and like on Saturday, I made a mistake on the first play, just trying to be a little too aggressive when I should have handed it. Just those little things, little details, those are always play a big factor in the game. But I feel like they're great calls, great setups, and now it's on us to go out there and execute it and just make sure they're called at the right time. So just those little things, but I feel like Coach has done a great job with the packages and everything. So he's just going out there and execute.
Robby, last year when you guys went on that skid in the middle of the season, can you compare that, like the locker room then to this locker room, and maybe what's different?
I feel like this year this locker room is more together. Definitely with the streak we've been on. I mean, it's hard, but at the end of the day, we know we got to come to work, and it's really who wants to work when times get hard. Who's going to come every single day, whether we're on a losing streak like we are right now, or we're winning every game. Like, who's going to be there for the ups and the lows, highs and lows. So that's what everybody's just been telling each other, like, hey, we still got 5 games left. We can go out with a bang, and we got to come out and work. I mean, so if you're not on board with us, then you don't need to be with us. But the guys that are on board, and that's pretty much this whole team, we're ready to work and ready to go out there and give our all. So that's a big thing for us.
Payton said that because he doesn't know anyone who's done a QB rotation like this, that it's hard to find someone to talk to about it. Have you felt the same way? Kind of, how have you handled this rotation?
I mean, I kind of went through it last season, so it's kind of easy for me just to know kind of what to expect. So I just got to go in every day and just kind of prepare myself like I'm the starter, even though I might not be. So that's just the biggest thing, and then just honing in on my package plays too. I mean, you got to know all of that. So it's just really for me just knowing my package plays on top of knowing the playbook. So those are just big things I try and learn every single week, just what we're running. And then on top of that, what are my package plays and what are we trying to do with those? So it's a little bit extra studying, but I mean, I can't complain. So
how would you, and talking to you about kind of, you said that there's two different types of offenses when Payton's in and then when you were in. How would you personally characterize what the offense is supposed to look like when you're in?
I mean, I feel like it's a stereotype that I can't throw the football, but I mean, that's kind of whatever because I was playing. I mean, you see Texas quarterback, he's sitting out with the injury I played 9 games through. So that should tell you in itself what I was going through. But, you know, people don't want to really look at that, so I don't really care because they're not doing what I'm doing. They're sitting on the TV, sitting behind a phone screen with all that. So I look at it as right now it's me more of a running guy, but I know I can sit back there and throw the ball around the yard. I've done it last year before I got hurt. And right now, Payton. Jalen Simpson. But, yeah, so kind of just I feel like with me kind of just more downhill, trying to be more physical. And then with Payton kind of more air attack. But I feel like we both can run, both can air it out around the yard. But, yeah, just I feel like those are the two big differences, but I feel like they're both great packages, great plans we have. Now it's just on us to go execute. I feel like our coach put in a great system, so we just got to execute to the best we can. And it hadn't been to the best of our ability that we know we can do, but we got 5 games, so we're hoping to start it off this week and just keep that momentum rolling.
How much better do you feel like you have gotten throwing the ball, especially now that you're healthy, like you said?
Yeah, I feel a whole lot better. I feel way more confident. I mean, just with the guys we have, I mean, I have the utmost confidence in them. And I mean, last year was just all just types of crazy. I mean, transferred in, coach I committed to, gone. I didn't even get a full year. So it was all crazy, just a lot of ups and downs, just what's going to happen at this point. And I mean, just for me, it was really just getting healthy. I mean, last 5 games of the year, I couldn't throw the whole week of practice. So I mean, when you can get the reps in practice, I mean, that helps you tremendously instead of having to wait till game day and getting the mental reps. Like, yeah, I know what's going on, but you don't feel as confident when you're in the game because, like, oh, I ain't thrown it in practice. Like, I haven't gotten that rep. I just got the mental rep. So just being able to get those physical reps instead of the mental ones when I was hurt is definitely paid really big for me. And then just our scheme. Our scheme is really good and just opens up a lot of people. So, I mean, you know where you want to go with the ball, and we know what we want to do. So I just feel more comfortable as a whole. And like I said, whoever says I can't play quarterback, I really don't care because they couldn't do half of what I could do. So they can sit behind a phone screen, type all they want. It's never going to faze me. So.
Robby, I love what you're saying about how most of the critiques come from people that aren't in your position, that have not played a snap of football in their life. How do you deal with that game in and game out? Are you looking on Twitter? Are you involved in that? How has the coaching staff kind of stepped up to give you that encouragement?
Yeah, I mean, you never go and look for it. Like, sometimes you just be scrolling on social media and it just pops up. And if it just pops up for me, I kind of just laugh at it because like I said, I look at it and say, bro, you could never do what I could do. So I would gladly let you sit behind a phone screen with some type of fake profile picture. You can't even say who you are. Like, it's just funny stuff like that. So I feel like as a man, why would I let that affect me, what somebody who feels less about themselves has to say about me? Because I feel like if you're down and if you're having to put other people down, you feel less about yourself. And I feel like that's what a lot of our guys are taking away from it. Like, don't buy into the social media crap because a lot of those people are miserable. At the end of the day, miserable people. So as much as you wanna respond back sometimes and just be like, bro, you don't know what you're talking about. You just look at it, laugh, keep going on with your day. Because, like I said, they're not sitting between these walls with us, going to war with us. So why would we care what anybody else says? I mean, as long as your brothers think the utmost of you and have care and love for you. That's all that matters at the end of the day. So we just look at it like that and just continue to love one another each day through the hard times. And if somebody is getting bashed, I mean, we're going to pick that guy up more than we ever could and you could ever imagine, because that's our brother. So,
Robby, Payton was talking about you guys are executing at a high level during practice. What do you think are some of the reasons, A, it's not able to go over into the game super well, and B, what do you think you guys have to do in order to start translating that into games?
Yeah, I mean, practice has been looking great from fall camp. I mean, fall camp to now. I mean, it's just how can we go in and just execute in the game, and I think kind of some of us are just pressing a little bit, trying to do too much instead of just relaxing and just playing ball like we know how to do. Sometimes you got to take it back to when you're young, playing in the backyard, just like, hey, just go out there, relax, have fun. And I think some of us, that's just an offense, we've been too uptight. So now we just know we just got to go out there, relax, do what we do our 111, and then good things are going to fall into place. So that's really big for us and definitely really big for me, because I definitely feel like at times, definitely last year, it was times like, I got to make a play. And then when I would just relax, that's when making the plays would come. And I've definitely had some moments this year where it's like, I feel like my team needed a play so bad where I'm pressed. I'm like, I got to make this. Instead of just going out there, taking a deep breath, relaxing, and just going and playing football. At the end of the day, this is just a game. And, I mean, we started playing when we were young, so it's like, why not take it back to those childhood memories when it was fun? I mean, it's still fun now, but the funnest times of your life playing football are definitely when you're younger and not having a care in the world. But you got to have a care, but you got to go out there with that just carefree mentality. If you make a mistake, we look at it as so what, next play. I mean, that's part of the game. We're human. So we just got to go out there and just relax, just have fun, and just be the offense we know we can be, because we've seen it happen so many times within camp and through now. Now it's just going out there and putting it on the field on Saturdays, and I feel like this week would be a great step in that. I mean, we got 5 games left. So we got 5 games to go out with a bang. It's going to be a great test this week. But I feel like if, as an offense, we just go out there, play relaxed and sound, we'll be in a good spot, because I have the utmost confidence in our defense. I genuinely feel like we have one of the best defenses in the country. So they're going to go out there and do their thing. Now it's just on the offense. We got to go out there and do our thing and just get our swagger back.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Robby.